Hello, and thank you for tuning in today. I'm your host, Shari McGuire, your local realtor and passionate explorer of all things Maple Grove. Joining us on this adventure today is Julio Alarcon, owner of Elite Sound, where their music is your party. Welcome, Julio.
Hi, Shari. Nice to meet you.
You as well. Julio has been in love with music from a young age and carried CDs everywhere he went. He was introduced into the DJ world from his father-in-law and decided to pursue DJing so he could fuse his love of people, music, and entertaining into one. We're thrilled to have you here today, Julio, and we can't wait to dive deep into your journey and learn more about your thriving Maple Grove area business. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about how you kind of got into this from your father-in-law?
So, my father-in-law owns a DJ business
Hmm.
in Florida, in the Fort Myers area.
Okay.
He's also a musician, plays guitar, he sings, um, and I mean he's been up, into music, his entire life, and then he's also been DJing down there for, gosh, like almost 30 years.
Oh.
Um, and when we go visit him, um, he'll show me his equipment and
Mhm.
show me some of his music, and I've went out with him to a couple of his gigs, a couple of his DJ gigs, and see him perform, and it got me thinking, like, I can do that,
Mhm.
because I've also been listening to music for a while, carrying CDs with me when CDs were a thing, the CD player too, and it, music's always been a passion of mine. And when I saw him perform, um, it was very cool and just simple to do. And I'm like, I can do that. I can make something out of it. So
Mhm.
with his help, I got started. Uh, Giving me some lessons and um, advice, and what to do, what not to do, and then
Mhm.
eventually I created my own way.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. How cool that you were inspired by someone that's close to you. So what
Yeah.
drives you to do what you do now that you are in the business? What keeps you motivated?
um the hustle.
Okay.
I've always been the type of person who, like, kind of like a go-getter. Like, I will go out and 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 make it happen somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And so the ability to now have a company, and the growth that I'm experiencing right now, uh, and I mean, being able to completely leave my corporate job,
Nice.
and just be self-employed, like that's the dream. Like, that's what keeps pushing me forward.
Mm-hmm. Have you done that yet, or is that on the horizon?
That's on the horizon. I have not done it yet,
Okay.
but I am hoping that in the next year or 2 years, I am sufficient enough that I'm able to walk away from corporate America.
Awesome. Well, I pray that you can do that because I walked away 13 years ago. It's not been a pretty straight road, but man, is it worth what you get for your life. I got my life back, which has been really awesome. So I'm glad to hear that
Yeah.
you're pursuing that. What is something that surprised you about owning a business?
Um, oh, all the work involved.
If people don't understand
Because
that.
yeah, I mean, all the upfront investment, not only for the equipment, but um, all the stuff I had to get ready, and paperwork wise, with the state and insurance, um, and marketing perspectives and marketing materials, and all these things that I had to that I did not take into consideration when I considered doing this.
Mhm.
And nobody told me about it either. So I wish I would have had somebody like give me a heads up. Not that it would be influence my decision, or steer in a different direction. It was more of a, okay, so this is actually happening. Like, this is what I have to do. Because there were a few bumps in the roads at the beginning, like,
Mhm.
people telling me, well, do you have this? Do you have that? And I was like, no, because I need to go get this. So it was a little bit of a frustration on my end, not being able to have everything in place
Mhm.
from the get-go instead of finding all these pieces as the time went. So
But you
yeah.
didn't give up, which is great.
No,
And
yeah,
that's
no, I
a
mean
lot
I
about
finally
you.
got yeah, I got everything, squared away. And the rest is history.
Awesome. So what would your customers say they love most about your business?
I Well, I mean, my reviews, speak for themselves. I'm very communicative with them. I stay in communication with them from the beginning all the way to the end. Um, I show up on time. I try to give it my all at every event, regardless of how big or small it is.
Mhm.
Um, I don't. I try to make it as simple as possible from the time of you know inquiry to booking
Mhm.
to actually the performance.
Okay.
Um, and so I think that has set me apart from other DJs and other DJ companies as a whole,
Mhm.
of how simple and streamlined my method is without having all these hurdles that I've also heard lots of clients uh, face. And when my wife and I got married, we also faced those hurdles. Um, and so it's nice to know that people appreciate how streamlined and simple my method is.
Mhm. It's interesting you mentioned performance because that's something I don't think about with the DJ, but that's absolutely what you're doing. Because if you were
Mhm.
deadpan, people are like, ugh, what a gross, boring party. So you would probably have to work on like techniques and stuff to keep the audience engaged.
Yes, and when my father-in-law gave me some of his advice, and how to keep the music and the crates together, keep them organized. I've also watched YouTube videos, kind of like taught myself
Mhm.
how to work the DJ controller, how to create mixes, do a little scratching in there,
Mm.
just kind of like boost myself as a DJ and grow. And instead of just pressing the play button and just fade out and left and right, kind of throw a little twist um, in the performance that most people don't expect.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. And that would be something most people don't like, they don't realize that's part of having a DJ business. You just think, oh,
Mhm.
you're just putting on records or whatever. But there's a lot
Yeah,
more
I
that
mean
goes into it, which is great.
it's a lot.
Well,
Yeah, it's a
congratulations on,
lot more than.
yeah,
I'm
congratulations
sorry.
on your success so far. You're doing awesome. And so, last question for you is, what do you love most about Maple Grove?
Um, I love, well, how close it is to me. I love its people, all the different types of businesses that Maple Grove has, on the fountains, and just all the expansions that Maple Grove are doing. I do have business in Maple Grove. I do trivia nights
Hmm.
at Maple Tavern,
Okay.
um, which is a very well-known local Maple Grove restaurant and bar. And both the owners, Chad and Mandy, are wonderful people, great to work with. And they have a great place there. If any of you are interested in checking the place out, by all means, do that.
Yeah. When are you there? What nights and time?
Monday nights at 6:30.
Okay.
Uh, I am there, doing trivia if you would like to go this upcoming Monday. I heard the weather is going to be a little hot, so if you want to go inside, that'd be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. That'll be good. Um, well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Julio. It was such a pleasure meeting you. And if you need a DJ for your next event, be sure to give Julio a call and check him out at the Maple Tavern on Monday nights. I'm your host, Shari McGuire, your local realtor and passionate explorer of all things Maple Grove.
Thank you.
Alrighty, cool.